What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. JD here with yet another review for you guys. The Yeezy Foam Runner. When these shoes first dropped, a lot of people were pretty repulsed by it, but now it seems like a lot of people are warming up to the shoe. In this video, I will be reviewing the latest colorway of the Yeezy Foam Runner. I will be talking about the Yeezy Foam Runner Mineral Blues. What's good, guys? I hope you guys are doing well and absolutely killing it. In this video, I'm going to try to break down the sneaker or slipper or clog or croc or whatever you want to call it. We'll get into the colorway. I'll talk about how comfortable these shoes are. I have been wearing them for about 2 months now, the sand colorway. I'll give you some very important sizing tips, and also for those of you interested, we'll talk about resale as well. And as always, guys, I will be giving you that on-feet look, so make sure you stick around until the end of the video. So the Foam Runners, this is the 4th colorway to drop of this pair. We've already seen the Ararat, the Sand, as well as the Moon Grays drop so far. When that OG colorway dropped, this sneaker was probably the most memed sneaker out there, people calling it the Yeezy Croc. But now it seems like a lot of people kind of like the silhouette and want to try it for themselves. That's why we have seen the first 3 colorways. We have seen those resale prices definitely creep up. And definitely a lot of people who were hesitant about the shoe, they were waiting for a colorway like this to drop. This is pretty much a black colorway. I know the sneaker is officially being called the Mineral Blues, but let's face it, it is probably 98% black. It does feature these little splotches of blue, which you really can't see too well. You have to really look at the shoe really up close. We have seen similar splotches on the Moon Gray colorway. Here you have like a predominantly gray upper with these hits of cream. You have these same type of hits on this sneaker as well, the Mineral Blues, but you can't really see it. You have to look really up close. That's where you actually see where this Mineral Blue name comes from. Yes, I know you can kind of say this main colorway is a bit blue. It's like a really dark shade of blue. But I think if you look at it from a distance, it pretty much looks black. So you can definitely say out of all the colorways that have dropped so far, this one is probably the most low-key. Colorway like this really highlights the silhouette of the shoe. The entire sneaker is actually done in one piece, and it's made out of combination of algae as well as Adidas EVA foam. And it's a great material. As you can see, it is very stretchy, it's very flexible, and that adds just a lot to the comfort level of the sneaker. So it is quite a comfortable shoe to just wear all day. And speaking of which, that is exactly what I have been doing with my sand colorway. I have worn this shoe pretty much every single day for the last 2 months. And I gotta say, I love wearing this shoe. It is super comfortable on feet. It's really easy to slip on. I always wear them with socks. I think it's a pretty weird shoe to wear without socks. And that's because the inside of the shoe has a lot of ridges, so it feels a little weird on feet if you just have like a bare foot in there. Yeah, I've worn these almost every day for 2 straight months, and besides being a super comfortable shoe, the one other thing you gotta know when you're wearing these is that people are definitely not used to a sneaker like this. Most people are not sneakerheads like us. They are not really, paying attention to shoes too much. However, they will definitely notice when you wear something as crazy looking as this. So that is just something to keep in mind when you're wearing these foam runners. You will be getting quite a lot of attention. I've not gotten as much attention for any other shoe I've worn in pretty much the last 2 years. The sneaker also features some pretty good traction, which makes this much more of a sneaker than just a pair of Crocs. This colorway also on the inside of the shoe, it says the size as well as made in China. The Moon Grays also say that they're made in China. However, the Sand colorway as well as that OG Ararat pair, both of these say made in the USA. However, I don't notice any difference between the two of them in terms of like how they actually feel, how bendy, how stretchy they are. To me, both the USA versions as well as the Chinese versions both feel the same. All right, let's get into sizing with these. So sizing on this pair is extremely complicated. You guys need to watch my review of the Moon Gray pair. I will leave a link up here. I talk about sizing for more than 2 minutes in that video because the sizing is quite different depending on what region you're in. So here in this review, I'm just gonna talk about US sizing since most of my viewers are from the US. So if your normal Adidas Yeezy size is a full size, so if you normally wear a US 10 or a US 11 or US 12 in all your Yeezys, like the 350 V2s or the 700s, then stick with the exact same size in the foam runners. With the foams, they only come in full sizes, so you want to basically stick with the same. Now, if you are like me and your true Yeezy size is a half size, so if you normally wear a 10.5 or an 11.5 in Yeezys like I do, then I suggest going down half a size. So I wear an 11.5 in my 350 V2s as well as all my Yeezy 700s, and I fit perfectly in a size 11 of these. I've also tried wearing a size 12, and in my opinion, it's just way too big. My heel definitely just slips out of the shoe. So you want to go a half size down if you normally wear a half size in Yeezys. If you are from Europe or the UK, the sizing does work a bit differently, so make sure once again you watch my video of the moon grays. I will leave a link to it in the description as well. That's where I talk about sizing in much more detail. All right, let's get into resale. So the prices right now on the mineral blues, a lot lower than we've seen on some of the other pairs like the sand and the moon grays, which makes sense. This is already the 4th colorway to drop so far. I do think these are definitely going to go up, and my reason for that is because I don't think we have even come close to reaching the popularity peak of the foam runners. I think people are just starting to kind of get used to the silhouette and starting to, actually like it. And I think this colorway right here is a great entry point into the foam runners. It's definitely the most low-key colorway to drop so far. And we are just getting into the summertime. We haven't even really started summer. So this is of course a perfect summertime sneaker. So I'm definitely thinking the prices on these are gonna go up as we move into the middle of the summer. That's just my opinion though. You could of course sell these right now and you will make a very good profit, more than double what the retail is. For those of you guys who took L's on this sneaker right now, which is about 4 to 5 days after the release, and that would probably be the best time to cop these. These are not going down anytime soon. They were a very limited colorway. And I think this week we're pretty much gonna hit bottom on these. So if you wanna cop, this would probably be right now your best time to cop. I will leave a StockX link in the description. That is one way to support the channel. All right, let's wrap this thing up. What are my thoughts on the Yeezy Foam Runner Mineral Blues? Is it a cop or a drop? It's no surprise, guys. I absolutely love this shoe. I don't normally pay resale for a lot of sneakers. I actually ended up paying resale for my sand pair. That's how much I love the shoe. It is super comfortable. I know it's like kind of crazy to pay over $200 or almost $300 for a shoe that pretty much looks like a pair of Crocs, but I'm just a huge fan of the sneaker, and I know a lot of people are probably thinking, how do you even wear something like this? It does look pretty weird on feet. I was thinking of maybe dropping like a high to style video. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are interested in seeing that. This colorway too, I think is really nice. I'm happy that it's not like too loud with the blue. It's just got like subtle hits of blue. It's mainly a dark blue or even a black sneaker. You can call it what you want. So it's easier to wear than some other colorways. And also right now at current prices, these are the cheapest foam runner available. So in my opinion, these are definitely a cop. If you haven't already done so, make sure you follow your boy on Instagram. The handle is right here. It is at JDKick6. I'm super active on there. I respond to basically every single DM. The on-feed portion of the video dropping right now. You guys are the absolute best for clicking this video and for supporting the channel. Until next time, guys, peace.